I had some friends from California come. And so I'm showing them around. I'm having them meet everybody. And they met, Zach and Elliot that is, they met Richard Maier of You Should Have Been There.
Okay, yes, good guy.
Yeah, he's a good guy. So, we're all chatting it up, and Richard says how his sister is out to visit. And so, you know, we're like, oh, okay, that's cool. And he's like, yeah, but I'm going to meet you at the Checkered Apron. I just got to pick up some clothes real quick, then I'll be there.
Right.
So he's like, tops will be 5 minutes. The Checkered Apron. This is an Amish restaurant.
Really?
Yeah, it
Didn't
is.
know that we had one of those around here.
Oh, it is. It's pretty old-fashioned.
Do you get beard hair in the food and stuff?
Sometimes. Sometimes.
Gross.
Anywho, we're in line. And here's how the scene takes place. I'm at the front. My two friends, Zach and Elliot, are behind me. We're looking at the menu. And this woman comes in, probably about as tall as me.
Yes.
Red hair.
Okay.
And she comes in, and she's really white.
Oh, okay.
And she comes in, and she says, "Are you guys friends of Richard's?" And she says this to Zach, my friend from California. He can't remember who we all met, and so he just, no. Completely blows her off. And so she's like, okay, well, you know, it was just a freak coincidence then. And I look at her, and I'm thinking, Richard Maier is like 5 feet nothing.
Yeah.
And this girl is like my height. There's no way there's any relation there. And so, but, you know, just to make sure, I say, are you by any chance in relation to Richard Maier? And she says, yes, that's the Richard I was talking about. And so,
I can already see this is headed in a bad direction.
I tried making conversation to make it not completely awkward. But in the event that I did, I made it completely awkward.
Okay.
And it was not all my fault. I had friends here that I haven't seen in 8 years. I have this girl I've never met in my life. And it's all because of Richard Maier. He said he's going to be 5 minutes. It took him a half an hour to show up. We talked a half an hour about the weather. The weather, Nate.
You're like, it's sunny with a 10% chance of nothing.
Yeah.
Just sunny.
Just sun. Anywho. And so we're talking. She lives in Maryland. Maryland. And I would say, oh, well, how's the weather out there? And she says, have you been watching the news? We're getting dumped on. And I just assume this means snow. It does mean snow, right? It's an expression for snow.
Right.
Fall.
Generally.
Yeah.
Or like if they were perhaps standing in a junkyard and somebody came and dumped trash on them.
That's also a very... So I don't know where she was going.
She got broken up with?
Yeah.
And that's why she's in Arizona?
With Humpty Dumpty. Right? Yeah.
Could happen.
Yeah, so she's saying she proceeds to tell of her story in Maryland. And she says, I just assume, you know, coming from a place where they get a lot of precipitation, that she drives a big truck. And,
wait. Just because it rains...
It's a stereotype!
Doesn't mean that you need a truck.
Yeah, you do, actually.
To get through the rain?
Yeah, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because they don't hydroplane as easy. Is that what you're trying to say?
Yeah. Yeah. Hydroplane and stuff. And so I asked her, oh, so what kind of, you know, truck do you have? And she says, oh, actually, I drive a Mazda Miata. You know what those are? Yeah. Yeah. She drives one of those little tinker toys around.
I don't think I could fit in one of those.
I don't think my leg could fit in one of those. Let alone the rest of my body. Moving on. And so she drives one of these, and she says, yeah, just the other day, I was trying to find a parking spot, and there's one in the very corner. And I said, oh, gee, the corner parking spot. I'll park over there. It's covered, everything. They got a torrential snowfall.
Nice.
That night. And in the morning, she comes out to all the snow plowed into the corner of the parking lot. And her little Miata could not get out.
That's awesome.
This is a half an hour's conversation we had with this girl.
I think it's been about a half an hour now.
Yeah. Okay, so then finally Richard comes.
Okay.
And he's like, oh, sorry guys, you know. And get this. We're talking to the Amish folk.
Right.
About, you know, food, beards and stuff.
Beards, yeah.
And so we all order our food, and Richard, he's the first to order, which is very impolite, by the way, because he was the last to show up.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so this is how he orders. There's a counter here.
Okay.
There's a counter. And so you're the Amish girl.
Okay.
And he says, oh, gee, I'd love one of those cheese sandwiches with ham in it and some turkey. He puts on the Maier charm for these Amish girls. And I'm thinking, wow. And his sister goes, wow. And the boys go, wow. And everybody
like in unison?
In unison was like, wow. Yeah. And so he's all chatting it up, and we're like, we're just hungry, get out of the way. And he says, no. And I can tell, I'm a very good lip reader, that he said, do you think you can give me a discount?
Wow.
Wow, right?
Wow. Real gentleman.
Yeah, and she's like, well, no, but we can give you a free dessert. And I'm thinking, wow.
Yeah.
Wow. And that's what happened. Yeah, that's what